Hey everyone, and welcome to my very first video on my channel, and my very first devlog for a project I'm incredibly excited to talk about. This project is a top-down, 2D, action-adventure video game named Pixel Pirates. Like a lot of people who grew up in the last couple of decades, I've spent countless hours playing video games. From things like platformers and RPGs, to strategy games and open-world adventures, I've explored all kinds of genres and worlds. I've always loved playing games, but deep down, I've always dreamed about being on the other side, building a world of my own. I've wanted to make an indie game for almost a decade at this point, but there was always something in the way, whether that was lack of inspiration, fear of starting, or self-doubt in my own abilities. But the biggest obstacle? Time. Back in school, I was constantly juggling things like sports, performing arts, academic clubs, part-time jobs, you name it. It felt impossible to commit to a creative project like this, especially one of this size. But now, 2 years into my computer science degree, I finally have a summer break where I can really focus on a project like this. So, this summer, I'm deciding to dedicate a solid chunk of my time to finally bringing Pixel Pirates to life. And I want to take all of you along for the ride with me. Now, without further ado, let me introduce the game a little bit more. As I said before, Pixel Pirates will be a 2D, top-down, pixel art action-adventure with gameplay that takes place both on land and out at sea. The story is still taking shape and is in a very early development period, but here's the core idea so far. You play as a character who rises to become the captain of their very own pirate ship, leading a rebellion against a powerful empire. Along the way, you'll battle enemies and strange sea creatures, explore mysterious islands, and collect items to help you along your journey. You'll sail across an open sea, run into enemy ships, and uncover new islands, each one pushing the story forward in its own way. I want the world to feel alive and interconnected, a place that rewards curiosity and exploration, not just fast-paced action. So far, here's what I've got working. I have a smooth player movement system, a functional tile map system, and a camera that follows the player and transitions between different map zones. When you first launch the game, you start in a very small village. You'll see a few placeholder buildings, such as a blacksmith, some nice cottages, and some little cozy campfires. For now, these are just visual, but I plan to turn them into fully interactive spaces with NPCs, dialogue, and quests later on. If you head southeast of the starting area, you'll see an entryway where you can enter a quiet little forest just outside the village. Right now, it's mostly empty, just some trees and a lone campfire. I'm thinking it might be a perfect spot for a wandering hermit and a side quest or something like that. If you keep walking, you'll transition to a larger forest clearing. I'm imagining this becoming an early game roadblock with bandits or creatures guarding the path forward. It's almost as if these bandits or creatures are like keeping the village in and, ransacking it or something similar to that. Eventually, you'll reach the beach. A peaceful shoreline with trees, seashells, and some gentle waves, and I'm honestly pretty proud of. There's no water collision just yet, so yes, you can walk on water, but that will be fixed very soon. Looking ahead, I'm planning on adding a few different water zones to make exploration feel a little bit more dynamic. So the first one will be a shallow water that just slows down movement a little bit, but your actions are pretty much unrestricted and you can do most of the things you could normally. There will be swimmable water, where combat is disabled and you have limited actions, but you're still able to navigate. And deep water, that's completely inaccessible. That will prevent things from just swimming to the next island or things like that. I think mechanics like this can add depth and variety without overwhelming the player too much early on. The full scene in the editor is starting to come together quite nicely as well. I'll definitely fine-tune things like pacing and map length later on, but for now, it's shaping up to be a solid testing ground. One of my biggest goals in the long run for Pixel Pirates is a meaningful quest design system. I want to build a strong main storyline, but also fill the world with side quests that matter. Some will be short and lighthearted, like helping out a curious child find a lost item, like a shell or a cool rock they found. Others will go deeper, like resolving tensions between NPCs in different villages. I've always admired games where even the smallest side quests can feel rewarding, and that's the kind of experience I want to create. In addition to taking on a giant project such as this, there's also a fun little challenge I've wanted to take on as well. I'm making all of the art for the game myself. There are plenty of free and paid assets out there, and I really appreciate what those creators have done, but I really want to tap into my own creative side and grow as a pixel artist. The early art won't be great, and honestly that's kind of part of the fun. I'm learning as I go, and I'm excited to see how my style evolves and grows with me. With all of that said, I think that wraps up my very first devlog for Pixel Pirates. I've linked the tutorials I've used down below, along with my Instagram, where I'll be posting smaller updates that may not make it into full videos. If you've got any tips, resources, or ideas, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment and let me know what you want to see in the game, whether it's mechanics, characters, enemies, quest ideas, whatever comes to mind. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya!